Hey guys, I am back. I'm sorry I didn't have any content this weekend. I had family visiting from out of town, and so I had to catch up this weekend with them. So, that being said, we are back at it today, and if you were not aware, this free Stellar Blade petition that has been trending online is all the way up to 54,000 almost signatures. Well, let's see. Yeah, 53,952. Now again, we have talked at length about how this petition may not have any effect given the fact that it's being sent to somebody who is in Korea, and apparently due to the director from Tekken, saying that in Asia, or at least in Asian countries with Asian developers, they don't view petitions as a very viable response from the audience. They need handwritten letters. And so while this is impressive, don't give up. If you're willing to take the time to actually write a letter and send it to them, the address that you send it to is in my previous video pinned in the description down below. So that being said, this is still pretty impressive. However, this is where we are now with Kotaku calling the discourse around Stellar Blade a circus, okay? So of course, they had this article that says, patched sexy outfits have become one of the saddest rallying cries in gaming. Now, this shouldn't surprise anybody who's watching this video because we all are, at least most of us, are convinced that gaming journalism might be the absolute lowest form of journalism there is. And I'm talking, this is worse than like people who talk about politics. Gaming journalism is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to talent, creativity, authenticity, honesty. Like, none of these people have any skill to exist outside of their little bubble that they live in. And that's why they all write articles about how much they hate gamers and hate video games. None of them are actually people who enjoy video games. They have to change video games to fit their political ideologies in order to enjoy them. So, of course, we're being attacked now by people like Jessica Cogswell from GameSpot, saying that this whole Stellar Blade petition thing is the most unhinged behavior she's seen in quite some time, and she has a 2-year-old. We've got people like Vera Dark, who's a prominent YouTuber, and she's been streaming Stellar Blade, having her channel and Discord server spammed with troll accounts, trying to get her flagged, trying to say that she's like looking for pay pigs. If you know what that is, you'll understand why that's a little disturbing. All sorts of stuff. People who are just going after her left and right. Niche Gamer points this out and says this is effed up and unacceptable, regardless of how you feel about a creator. Intentionally attempting to take their livelihood is absolutely haram. Politics be damned. And 100%. But it doesn't matter because you got people like Alyssa Mercante, who says you can't be racist against white people, joining into this conversation. You'll see from her in just a little bit, because these are the kind of people that we are dealing with. CaseyTron, some Twitch streamer I had never heard of in my life, who I'm not saying anything about her physical appearance, but it's been pointed out by many people that she is a perpetual user of the herb and has gotten quite chunky in the last few years. And again, I'm not saying that as anything negative. That's just what I'm seeing said online. That's just the discourse I'm seeing about this person. So she's going out here calling Asmongold a full swing Republican, like right winger, like crazy conservative, when we all know Asmongold is not, simply because these people are talking about Kotaku, talking about Stellar Blade, talking about all the idiocy around it, about how we just can't have nice things anymore. And then we had this, a couple days ago? This was a tweet from April 26th saying how this guy was willing to give $20K to anyone that would make Grummz disappear. And if you don't know who Grummz is, he's been talking about all this stuff for a long time. He's the one that started the petition. He's the guy on Twitter that's making all these people freak out because they're like, oh, he's just a grifter. He's a failed developer and he never did anything in his career. And he's just a loser in his 50s and he's ugly and he's fat and his kids don't like him. This is the kind of stuff they say about Grummz. You can just Google his name and you'll see all the things that they say about him. But none of them will ever say how they're just laughing all this off and claiming that, oh no, none of this is real. These people are exaggerating. Of course, this isn't a real death threat, right? Well, no, now we got Grummz being targeted by another person who says 20K, hell, let's make it 30K. So this article from That Park Place goes on to say that Grummz calls for FBI to investigate a Twitch streamer, Denims, after she raises the bounty on his head to 30K. Now, you're going to see people defending this. You're going to see people saying, this is an obvious joke, come on. But you have to understand, if Grummz made this quote-unquote joke about Alyssa Mercante, about Jessica Cogswell, about any of these fruitcakes and freaks that are spurging out about how gamers are just the worst evil trolls on the internet and how they all just need to be rounded up and put in a camp somewhere, Grummz, Mark Kern, would be in jail. not even, like, I wouldn't doubt it for a second that he'd have a cop knocking on his door, he'd have a SWAT team showing up if he said these kind of things. But because these people are on the ideological left and they're on the right side of things, you know, in this industry, they don't face any persecution for this. So this article says, Grummz, aka Mark Kern, called for the FBI to investigate streamer Denims after she raised the bounty on his head to $30K for leading the campaign to free Stellar Blade from censorship. Kern launched his plan to free Stellar Blade from censorship at the end of last week and detailed on X the plan to get Stellar Blade censorship removed. Contact ShiftUp's offices, send physical mail, and we talked about that before, and again, this article as well has the address listed to send mail to. He also encouraged players to email ShiftUp and for players to cancel their PlayStation Network subscriptions and let PlayStation know about it using the free Stellar Blade hashtag. He also encourages gamers to sign a petition he created calling for the original game to be restored. And again, this petition has got a lot of signatures. It's crazy how quickly it's growing. After he laid out his 8-step plan and launched the petition, Kern detailed he had received a number of death threats, including one from a user named Toneman, who's since deleted his account. And again, I'm not shocked. Again, the FBI, I'm sure, who I am not fond of, let's not even get started about my opinion on the FBI, but you know, they exist. And if they're going to investigate anybody, these are the people they should be investigating. I'm sure that they could track this person down if they even cared to. That's going to remain to be seen if it's something up their alley or not, whether they choose to investigate it. But Kern reacted to the post saying, now they want to hire hitmen to take me out. What did I tell everyone? They want you dead over tweets. I had 4 to 5 calls for violence today alone because I'm asking for Stellar Blade to be restored to what was advertised. And a lot of people are gaslighting and not understanding that the big problem is not more bobs, we need more skin. It's you advertised in your trailers, in the original version of this game, one thing, and then at the patch, at day 1 when it launched, you changed what was advertised. And that is honestly possibly something that could have legal action taken against it. I mean, look, California has that false advertising law that they put in place, where if something is deemed to have been falsely advertised, you can sue the company. And again, I'm not a resident of California. I might have that a little off, but that's the basic gist of it as I understand it. The article then goes on to say, now Twitch streamer Denims, who has locked her account on X after she said during a stream reacting to Asmongold's video, look, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who makes this dipshit disappear and makes Eve's breast bigger. Like, you have to do both, alright? Because then it's a win-win for me. So Grummz shared the clip and posted, Twitch streamer Denims ups the bounty to 30K while reacting to Asmongold's video about Toneman's death threat. This is getting out of hand. This should be a permanent suspension on Twitch. Twitch will not suspend her. Not going to happen. And I know nothing about this person. I have no idea who Denims TV is. I slightly recognize the name, could be a pretty big streamer, but this is the actual clip. I'm just going to play it from here because I'm not sure if I opened it on another window or not.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger, okay? You have to do both, all right? Because then it's a win-win for me. I get more breast, and I don't have to see that moron on my timeline anymore. So if you think about it.
You can claim all you want to that that's a joke. But that right there is a crime, whether you like it or not. That is a legitimate death threat. And again, might have been said in jest, but that doesn't matter. Okay, people that always want to say, well, you can't scream fire in a movie theater. You absolutely can. If you don't realize that, you're ignorant. Screaming fire in a movie theater is not a crime. However, what she just did very well might be. Then you got the usual morons like Vito coming on here saying, oh, Grummz is going after Denim TV sponsors because she joked about upping the fictitious bounty on his head to 30K. Is this your savior, gamers? Vito, if you know anything about him, tends to have the worst opinions on everything. This is a man who defended Cuties but has never watched it, okay? I mean, kudos on him for not watching it, but I'm not sure I'd defend something like that I'd never seen. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. But WDW Pro has pointed out that anyone who puts a bounty on an individual should be jailed and charged. Grummz should never be put in danger for expressing views on video games. I think that's a fair opinion to have. But then, of course, again, you have people also pointing out that this is El Duderino on Twitter says, let's recap. Grummz, these people want you dead. Gaggle of not smart people. He thinks people want to kill you for video games and plastic women figurines. Toneman, I'll give 20K to anyone that kills Grummz. Well, he wasn't wrong, was he? And again, This is the thing. They want to claim that it's jokes until it's not. They want to claim that it's funny until it's not. They want to say, oh, you're just making this up, or this isn't supposed to be taken seriously. What happens if somebody acts on that? Well, guess what? The person who tweeted that out or said it in a video is going to be held responsible. That's the way it works. You got Alyssa Mercante here again. This is why I brought her up earlier, making fun of this, saying, oh, get the screenshot of Grummz saying they tried to kill me to stop this. And she's like, yeah, my cat, when I stop him from knocking the milk carton out of my hand so that he can drink the spilled milk. Basically saying that this is just Grummz acting like a spoiled animal that's just trying to be obnoxious and like over dramatic to get attention. Now, look, you don't have to like Grummz. I have never met the person. I've never interacted with him. I've never talked to him. He's like retweeted one of my videos one time. Other than that, though, they have never shown me anything about him to truly dislike him. There's a lot of controversy about whether or not his game Ember is actually going to be what it's been advertised as. There's been questions about whether or not the game has been ignored due to his time spent on social media. I don't know the answer to these things. I have not looked into it yet. I will. We will do a video on that eventually once I get around to it. But these people are exhibiting some of the absolute most degenerate, horrible, awful behavior that you'll ever see online, and all you get from it from the media journalists, the outlets that are supposed to be covering, the news and gaming news and all that, is to mock him. These people are scum. Don't give them your time. Don't give them your money. Don't give them the time of day. Mock and ridicule them all you can, but don't threaten them. Don't resort to their level. Anyways, guys, that's it. I'm out. Please make sure to check out Meta PCs. If you're in the market for a new PC, go check them out. They have the best top-of-the-line components. They have US-based tech support. Fantastic group of people, and I am so happy to be associated with them. I will catch you guys later. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.